Hello, everyone, and welcome to my fourth stream. I hope you're all having a good week. Sorry, my stream is a bit late on this week. Normally, I do it on a Monday or a Tuesday. I've been quite busy, but we're here now to answer all of your questions. So fire away. I've been a bit under the weather, so this stream might not be quite as long as normal, but I'll try to get through as many questions as possible. So fire away all of your questions. I've got a few topics, as you can see, to discuss. Is Aguero needed? Mitrovic, Martial, and Ross Barkley, four players which are causing quite some discussion in the community. So I'll do my best to give my opinion on them. So yeah, fire away all of your questions. Hi, George. How do you pronounce your name? Sorry. Hi guys. How you doing? Yeah. So let's get going with your questions. In regards to in regards to my team, I scored 74 this week, which saw me move from 350,000 to about 250,000. So a good week for me. I'm hoping to make my way up in the rankings. My team looks strong at the moment. I'm quite happy with how it's looking. I still have my wild card. I still have all my chips, so season's going a lot better than it did last year. So I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, questions, please. So, if you own Mitrovic, would you keep? Yeah, if for Mitrovic, I'll get onto him in a bit, but yeah, in my opinion, I'd be keeping him, especially for now. Would I triple captain Aguero this weekend? No, I currently wouldn't be in a position to triple captain Aguero at any weekend because he only played 60 minutes. I'd triple captain Sterling more likely than I would triple captain Aguero. I don't know if any of you seen. Let me know in the chat. Have you seen the Man City lineup? I presume you have. Quite interesting. Aguero on the bench. David Silva on the bench. Aguero on the bench. David Silva on the bench. Sterling on the bench. De Bruyne starts. Mendy and Laporte not even in the squad. So yeah, we'll get onto them a little bit later. Mitrovic to success and Bennett to Mendy or Laporte. Well, Deeney's meant to be out this week as well, so yes, I'm currently thinking that's probably quite a good move. Apart from Mitrovic will outscore success, but then the Mendy and Laporte, I imagine, will score a lot of points this game week, so probably not a bad option looking at that. Am I keeping Patricio? Now, this is one that I'm sure you've all seen me discussing on Twitter, the Patricio to Fabianski move that I could be making. Fabianski has very good fixtures and Patricio doesn't, but I've got my wild card and I'm going to be playing that in the next 4 or 5 weeks, and so I don't know whether I want to waste a transfer doing Patricio to Fabianski when I'm going to make that change on my wild card anyway. So is it worth? Is Fabianski going to score 4 more than Patricio in the next 4 weeks? Let me know what you think. So yeah, let me know in the chat. Will Fabianski score 4 more points than Patricio in the next 4 weeks? I can tell you their fixtures quickly. Let me just load it up. Let me get on to the next question while I looked it up. I have Wilson and Fraser. Worth to do Wilson to Arnie? I think so. Fraser's still looks like great value. They have hard fixtures, but he looks like he's still getting involved. Not quite as much, but he's still involved. So I'd sell Wilson first. I think there's better options in that bracket for a forward than there are in that bracket for a midfielder. David Silva left out. Oh, he's not even in the squad. So David Silva looks pretty nailed at the moment. A very good option. Just took a stupid hit. Thomas, what did you do? Fraser and Jimenez to Martial and Success, just done for -4. Not an awful move. Jimenez doesn't look good at all, and Success looks very good, and he's going to play this weekend. So it's not as bad as it might seem. So Wolves have in their next 4 games Spurs, Arsenal, Huddersfield, Cardiff, and Chelsea will do the next 5 games, and Meach and Fabianski has Burnley, Huddersfield, Man City, Newcastle, Cardiff. So whether you think that that will be a good move for me, let me know. I doubt Wolves will get a clean sheet in the next two, but I can see West Ham getting at least one or two, to be honest. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Then it is game week 13 where West Ham have Man City, I think, and Wolves have an easy fixture. So is what's putting me off a little bit. If that was a green fixture for West Ham, then I would have done it already. That is the game week 13 is what's putting me off. That Man City game for West Ham. So we will see. But he's Fabianski scored something like 5 points less than Wolves than Patricio all season. And if you look at the fixtures they've played, it's unbelievable that he's managed to score as many points as him. So I really think long term he's going to be a better option. But whether I do it now or in a few weeks, I don't know. Yeah, this is the thing. They've got Huddersfield and Cardiff coming up, but they've got two difficult games before that, which I think Fabianski could repay the favour for pretty straight away, which is making me want to make that move, and I think I probably will, but we'll see. Anyone know if you're supposed to do a warm or cold compress for lung infections? I'm not sure, sorry. Is a City defender a must? The only way I can get on is downgrade Mitro. I think they're probably a must. I think they're more a must than Mitrovic is at the moment. So yes, I would be looking to get a Man City. How's my ankle? Some of you might see. I sprained my ankle and fell down the stairs. I've been injured the past weeks, put me completely off. I've been literally to this today. I've hardly been able to move. Last night, my back is in real pain, but I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking. Much better than I have been. Hopefully, I'll be back running next week. Ben Dinery on Twitter they can give me a yellow flag at the moment. I think probably not available this weekend, but I should be all right. Hi Jim, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, but you have Bennett, so do I. So do I. That's the reason I'm thinking of doing Patricio Fabianski. This is the thing. I've got Bennett, and I can have Bennett for those Wolves clean sheets as well. I can have Bennett for those Wolves clean sheets in those games as well, and I'll probably start him over Fraser because Bournemouth have really difficult fixtures those two games. I've already looked, so I think that is why. But I think I'll bring in Fabianski. Why was I drunk? Absolutely not. Anything but. I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning in such pain with my ankle. Practically was just not in a good state and fell down the stairs and went to A&E. But hurt my foot. Yeah, sound like Arnautovic. I saw something about him. Arnautovic seems like he's got a real problem, but they do not want to give him any time off from games. They will practically don't train during the week, don't play any cup games, play every minute of the Premier League, and that will be enough for me, and I'm keeping him. But I can see why people don't want him. Best 4.5 mil mid. A lot of people are saying Camarasa. He looks like quite a good option. So yeah, I'd look there. One of the Cardiff boys, they have quite good fixtures coming up. So yeah. So we'll move on to my first topic of Aguero. Is Aguero needed? And you might have seen the tweet that I put out today of Aguero versus Sterling. It's not necessarily is Aguero needed. Is Sterling a better option than Aguero? Now Aguero has scored 4 more points than him this season. Sterling has started 3 less games, but not played at all in 2. And that is the key thing. He's not played at all in 2 games, and he scored 4 less points. So if your person off your bench scored 2 points in both those games, Sterling is a better option than Aguero. He has a better points per game than Aguero, but it's the thing that Aguero seems to return 6 every game week. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. It just seems to all he does, and he's Mr. Consistent. But Sterling, again, he's rested tonight. He's on the bench. He's on the bench, not playing, and so I think he's not worth it's not worth 2 transfers to take Aguero out to get Sterling in. But on my wild card, I really think I might be looking at Sterling as an option. Is Sane starting tonight? Sane is starting tonight. Yes. I have noticed that Jesus is starting. I didn't know if Mahrez was. Now this could be important to see whether. Let's just get it up quickly. The Fulham captain's back, which could be key, could make Mitrovic more of an option. I don't know if you saw. Kearney is back, so yeah, I would look at holding Mitrovic, but we'll get on to him. No, there's no Mahrez and there's no Sterling. So my opinion, their front three this week will be Mahrez, Sterling, Aguero, Sane on the bench, Jesus on the bench. And then Bernardo Silva will start, and David Silva will start, and Fernandinho will start. Their normal lineup. And then Edison, Walker, Laporte, Mendy will start, in my opinion. And then the other centre back, we will see. I just see Otamendi needs some game time, but we will see. He hasn't done it. So sorry. Should you start Doherty this weekend? I mean, his positioning, you've got to start him in every game if you've got him. De Bruyne starts. Yes, Mahrez is on the bench. Yeah. I'd captain Sterling if I owned him. Yeah, I'd captain Sterling if I owned him. Absolutely. Otamendi centre back. No, Otamendi's not playing. He's not even on the bench, so I wonder if something's happened there. He's not even on the bench. He played every game last season and hasn't played at all this season. Not on the bench tonight, which is a strange one, but we will see. Yeah, Kenny is huge for Fulham, and it could be huge for Mitrovic. It really could. It really could start opening him up. He's a good creator, and I think I'd hold Mitrovic for this week, and I really would. Surely Mendy out means he is starting Sunday. You'd have thought so, unless he's fallen out with Pep again, and Pep doesn't want to play him after his abysmal performance at the weekend. But I'd keep him. I'm not seeing. If he didn't want to play him, I'd imagine he'd play him tonight and rest Delph, who will play in his place. So yeah, I imagine Mendy will start. And Mendy, with that, if he does start, is an absolute captain option. Southampton at home. Southampton scored in 2 games, I think it is. Clean sheet looks more than 50% likely to happen. And then he's got a huge assist potential. He needs a clean sheet and assist. He seems to be getting back. He seems to be getting a lot of assists. And he seems to be getting bonus points. That could be an easy 10-point return for Mendy this weekend. I won't be doing it. I won't be captaining Alonso either, but they are options. Why they're playing on Thursday? They've got their cup game, so people playing tonight really don't look like they'll be playing. You'd be worried. Why would you be worried as a Mendy owner? They've got 4 matches in 11 games, so he's wanting to rest all their first team players to play as much as possible. They do have 4 matches in 11 games, but remember, Aguero will it's then the international break, and Aguero will not play. He doesn't have international duty, so yeah. So I think I don't worry about Aguero's minutes. You can't see Mendy starting, really. How come, Thomas? Let me know why you don't think Mendy will start. That's an interesting one, and I have seen other people saying it, but I personally think he will. If I get Mendy, I'll be playing 4-4-2. Would it be better to get Laporte and upgrade 5th mid to rotate with Doherty and play 4-4-2, 3-5-2, or get Mendy and play Doherty every week? I'd get Laporte because he's nailed, and play that 3-5-2, 4-4-2. It's always good at this Christmas period to have a strong bench. So if Doherty or that 5th mid is on your bench, it's much better position for you to be in. You might not score, like your starting 11 might not score quite as many every week. You might score a couple less because of Mendy and Laporte. But I think that over the long time, I think over the long term he will be having the strong bench at Christmas is much more important. So look at who. Yeah, I saw his tweet earlier actually. Yes, but then Tom, I agree. Still acting up on Twitter. Yeah, but it's different acting up on Twitter. It's not the same as he was before. Um, but I have to say that tweet he put out was before Mendy was rested tonight. Okay? We'll see. Maybe Pep doesn't like the way he lashed out. Maybe that is the case, and maybe he won't start the weekend. But we will see. I think he personally will, but I could be quite easily proved wrong. Is he still acting up on Twitter? He put out a tweet yesterday saying about him and Amela. He put one the day before about Halloween. And he put one after the game and one about the tragic Leicester disaster. I don't think that those tweets are him playing up on Twitter. To be honest, I don't think he's doing that anymore. I think he's learned his lesson. Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. State your opinion. That's why we're here. But I personally think he should be all right. But come the weekend, he will be in my team. But I don't, I don't, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm proved wrong. But I think he should be all right. So, guys, something I'd be interested to. Please, can you put in the chat who you're captaining this weekend? Please, everyone, type in the chat who you're captaining this weekend. Who are you all captaining? I'm currently on Aguero, but think I might move to Hazard if I know Hazard's fit. So next one, just quickly on Mitrovic. I think Mitrovic is one to keep, especially for this game against Huddersfield. Who do they have? They've got Huddersfield, and then Liverpool, then Southampton. Those 3 games in isolation, he's strong enough for. I just think Mitrovic is a good option, to be honest, and I would be keeping him. I wouldn't be selling him if I had him. But I never brought him in. I don't really know why I didn't. I had Zaha for long enough. I probably should have done, but I never thought to bring him in. But I'd be keeping him. Mendy was dropped for Sunday. He would just play him in the irrelevant game tonight and play Delph Sunday. That's what I think. But yeah, I saw Thomas. I saw you captaining Martial. Good luck with that. Martial's my third topic of discussion, and we'll get to that. Are you going to sell Maddison? Currently not. And I have to say, I don't think you should take anything positive or negative about the way Leicester are going to play this weekend. I think it could go either way after what happened. It really is quite sad. But I did see a tweet that the funeral for him is on Saturday, and there is an option for Leicester City players to go to this. So I would just watch out for that for your Leicester City players. But I think they'll want to put in a performance for him. The whole club is just in a state at the moment, and it's just awful. But anyway, any plan to sell Kamara on my wild card? He'll be going to Success, and that's about it. Did you see his dive at the weekend? Awful. He won't be getting back in that Fulham team anytime soon after that. I don't think. But no plans to sell him at the moment. He's going first sub this week because Bennett and Wan-B have awful fixtures. So yeah, but I currently don't have any plans to sell him. No. Let me just put a link out one more time. Yeah, get your captaincy picks in, guys. You are going Aguero. You think he'll blank? Aguero's not having minutes played tonight, though. So yeah. Sorry, Aguero. You think he'll blank? Hey everyone. Hi, JT. How you doing? Aguero. But if Hazard doesn't fit, I'm going to captain Hazard. Captain's Aguero. Vice captain Alonso. Alonso and Mendy do look like good options this week. I think I might move to Hazard. I will be at the Chelsea game this weekend. So if there's JT, right? I don't know who you are, but I'm not having that, unfortunately. No, I am not. I'm done with that. It's not me, and I never was involved. Kane or Aguero when I ditch. Kane or Aguero when I ditch Kane. Kane or Aguero when I ditch Kane. Well, Aguero is a better option than Kane. Full stop. So Aguero. Yeah, this is a big week for defensive captains. Yeah, Mendy and Alonso, I think, will be getting quite a few captains this weekend. Especially after Alonso's 11 points last weekend. Mitra and Success, Bennett support play 440, then a great Westwood to 5.3 and rotate with Doherty. Yes or no? Yes. That is a good option. And you're not just having a 5.3 to rotate with Doherty, you're having a 5.3 to rotate with Doherty and Success, I imagine. I imagine you're not going to be playing Success every week. So if you're playing Success every week, then I'd say no. I'd say no, don't do it. But if he's on your bench, then I'd say do it, yes. So next, Martial. Now Martial has had some very good returns the past 3 weeks, and a lot of people are bringing him in, and I'm not far away from doing that. If I knew who I'd bring him in for, then I'd have done it. If Maddison or Richarlison out, I think could have had me afford Martial, I think I would have done it. But it's the fact that it needs 2 transfers to do it makes it less likely for me to do it. But Martial is a real option. Martial and the other one is Shaw, always just those two from United, but worth looking at. They don't look like they're keeping clean sheets yet, so Shaw isn't as much of an option, but Martial looks to be in absolute form. He won Player of the Month, so yeah, I would really consider him. If Mendy doesn't start, I'll have Bennett come in, which is making me want to change Patricio even more. This is what I'm thinking, Ryan. Bennett will be coming off my bench, and I don't really want to have double Wolves defence again. To be honest, they were good for a period, but they're not worth it at the moment. To be honest, so yeah, I think I'll do Patricio to Fabianski. The only other one is Ryan, but Fabianski. Yeah, Fabianski or Ryan, but I think Fabianski's the long-term option. But we will see. Yeah, keep firing away, everyone. Yeah, keep your questions coming in. I just want to say again a massive thank you to you all for the support that I've got on my channel. The followers aren't quite as high as my first video, but I think it was my first one. But yeah, thank you. I'm getting 100 and something views. I'm getting like 10, 20 subscribers per video. I'd love to hit 100 subscribers after this video. I think it's probably unlikely, and we'll do it after the next one. After the 2, we'll try and get it there. But I just want to say thank you all for coming. If you could just like the video right now, it'd mean a lot. And make sure you're subscribed. It really is helping me. I'm loving doing these streams, loving getting to know you all, and on Twitter as well. I'm 50 followers away from 2,000 on Twitter. We might be doing something special for that. We will see. Thoughts on Izquierdo? I've heard his name fly around a few times. Let me just have a look. But the minutes he's getting. Jim, hold your horses. Brighton, all I know, their fixtures are very good. He's okay, so he's playing every game since he came back. Past 2 games, he's had an assist in one and nothing in the other. He's a good option, and he's a good player, and he can be very dangerous. So it might be a differential, but he's 5.9 might be quite out of your price range. Yes, I would do those transfers. Mitra and Bennett to Success, Laporte. I'd do all of them. Absolutely. I would do the transfers. And Izquierdo I would look at, but he's 5.9, and I think there are better options at that price than a Brighton player. But TYM4, I would do those transfers. Absolutely, yes. Don't want to sell. Is it possible to do some and keep Mitrovic just for this weekend? Then that would be something I would look at, because I think you might get points with him. Hi Dark, how you doing? Thoughts on Mahrez? Thinking of ditching Aguero and ride the pet rotation with Mahrez. Mahrez looks very good, and Mahrez does look very good, and he's rested again tonight. I think he could be a very cheap option, the cheapest option in the way into that Man City defence. And I think if you've got cover elsewhere, if you've got a Mendy in your team or something like that, I just think Mahrez could be a really good pick. But there is, of course, those rotation. But Sane looks to be the one not playing at the moment. They go through phases, and you've got to keep changing when one falls out of favour. But yeah, Mahrez could be a really good option. Best Fraser replacement, keep Fraser. Fixtures are shopping, and I also have Wilson. Jim, I don't know if you heard me saying, I don't know if it's to you or someone else. I'd personally sell Wilson. If you have money to upgrade to a 7 mil or just below, then that's what I'd be doing. I'd sell Wilson over Fraser. I think Fraser's so cheap. He's got, you probably had him a while, and he's got good fixtures. He's got bad fixtures, but his price has gone up. He seems to be returning. You can't expect someone of that price to return consistently. If you are going to get rid of him, Pereira is an option. Schürrle, Izquierdo. I just don't see who else you can be getting at that price. Hughes, but yeah, I'm just not sure who at that price. 6 million you'd have. Barkley, will get onto Barkley. Brooks, if you want to save some money, but Kennedy maybe. Delafeu is an interesting one. Very low ownership, just come back, returned in his first week. The only way to get in is selling Mitrovic. Okay, then I'd probably do it this week. If you want a City defender, you need a City defender for this week. Yeah. Let's move on. Keep your questions coming in. And as a Chelsea fan now, I'd like to talk to you about Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley, 5.8, I think he is. Seems to be starting. Is the only one of those three centre mids that didn't play last night. So it looks to be fine to play this weekend. Is in the most attacking Chelsea mid role. He is one of the biggest goal threats we have. I'm not bringing him in. I want to see a few more weeks. But I think come Christmas, come New Year, we all will be wanting to own whoever in that Chelsea team is holding that position, whether it's Ruben Loftus-Cheek or whether it's Barkley, or whether in the end it's both, and you just pick which one's going to play that weekend. I think we'll be wanting one. I think Jesuit get relegated this season. Hilarious. I think Barkley could turn out to be a real option. I think Barkley and Martial could be real ones for the second half of the season. Is Barkley a trap? I'm currently not bringing him in just yet. No, but I don't think he is a trap. Honestly. I could be wrong, and don't hold me to it if I am. But I think Barkley could be a real option. I think he's going to play though. He's got to play him. He's the best on-form player to play in that position. So I think, and we know what he can do from his time at Everton. I really do. So start Doherty or Success. Success. Success, in my opinion. They've got Newcastle away, but he'll be starting. I think we're almost confirmed he's starting. He's played every week ahead of Gray. He is a rotation. He started every week ahead of Gray, and Dean is still injured. He's a rotation risk. He is a rotation risk. That is true, but he's a 5.8 starting Chelsea attacking mid. There's not much you can complain about that, to be honest. If he plays 3 out of 4 games, I would take that probably at the way he's playing. So we will see. He had no touches in the opposition box though against Burnley. None. Not a single one. Which is interesting. Not a good fact, but if he can return that many points without having one, imagine what he's going to do when he gets in the box. So, positives and negatives to be taken from that situation. Didn't know you were a Chelsea fan. Any news on Hazard going to be okay to play this week? I've heard so. He's trained twice, 3 times this week after today, and then he's got 2 more days of training before our match. So I think Hazard should be alright. I really do. But we will see. I think he should be alright. Yeah, I do. Willian started in midweek. Pedro's not fully fit. I think Hazard will play. Honestly, I think he will. Crystal Palace can be a hard side to break down as well, so I think we'll want him. But I think he's ready. I think he will. I think he will play. Keep your questions coming in, guys. As for my team, yeah, I still got my wild card to play, and I don't really know when I'm going to play it. I don't see anything going completely horrible in my team, apart from someone gets injured and then things start to turn up, and you need to move funds around or something like that. But that's the only reason I see. I've got 8 weeks to be fair. It might be one of those things where I end up playing it in game week 18. After game week 18, the last time you can play it, just to freshen up the squad, give everything a new look to keep going for the rest of the season. I'm happy with where I am. I like the players I've got. Fraser is the only one I'm a bit iffy about, but he's good. He's so good for that price. There's not much else I would do with him. And my defence, Tar, yeah, could be another one I could look to offload, but I don't know where I'm going to get the money to do that for. So he's staying for now, and I think I'll just have to ride the storm with him, play him when he plays. If not, Bennett and Wan-Bissaka will come off the bench for him. Yeah, we will see. The only thing I am looking at, and I'd be interested to see what you say, is Tar to Gomez. Tar to Gomez is an interesting one. They both cost the same, and I think Gomez is almost the most nailed in that Liverpool defence. So that is one I'm gonna be looking at. Am I gonna replace Patricio? Probably. I have been monitoring their price rises. Neither of them are looking close. It might go down to the wire, but I think I probably will, because I might end up having Bennett play this weekend if Tar or Mendy don't play. So yes, I think I will. I think I'll do Patricio to Fabianski this week. I think that will be what I do. Fabianski, just to note, scored 6 points this weekend just gone and didn't even keep a clean sheet. 2 save points and 2 bonus points. I mean, it's pretty great. Team likely to be Alisson, Doherty, Robbo, Alonso, Laporte, Hazard, Salah, Fraser, Maddison, Aguero, Arnie. Any changes? Bench. Maybe start Success over Doherty this week, but no, I wouldn't change or Success in for Fraser. I probably would start Success, not because I necessarily think he's a great option, but because he's probably gonna outscore one of those. But no, that looks good. That looks strong. Well done. A good looking team we got there. That Wan-B. I can't wait for his fixtures to ease up again and I can start playing him. Rather than having him stuck on the last place on my bench. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, keep your questions coming in, lads. Keep them coming. I'm here to answer everything you've got. And as I'm sure you all know, I'm always around on Twitter to answer your questions. Answer everything. I'm happy. I've literally sat with people who've only just followed me and had half an hour conversations with them about their team and what I think they should do. So I'm always around, always active at the moment at university on Twitter. So I'm more than happy to help you all. Feel free to just drop me a message, whether it's about football, it's about anything. I'm always happy to respond. Yeah. What to discuss now? As for the Mendy, what do you mean Mendy? Sorry, Mendy, is he gonna play? Mendy, is he worth having? Mendy, is he bad at Twitter? I don't know what you mean. Mendy, is he a good pick? Yes. Is he worth having? Yes. Is he worth his price? Yes. Could he play this weekend? I think 75% chance he plays. Is he bad on Twitter? No, not anymore, I don't think. Bennett, Balbuena, or Micho and Bennett, or Micho, Bennett to success and Laporte. Second option, but I wouldn't. Second option. I think you need that City defender. I think you really do need that City defender in your team. Yeah, that's what I'd be doing, making sure you've got one of them, making sure you've got defensive cover from City, Chelsea and Liverpool, honestly. The cheapest way to do it is probably Gomez, Luiz, Laporte. The most expensive way to do it is Mendy, Alonso, Robertson. You probably want to find a middle ground or have all the three premiums. You don't want to go all the cheapest options, but could work out for you. They seem to be returning quite well, and quite a few bonus points coming for them. Another thing I was going to talk about is your forward options, and actually who is worth having as a forward at the moment. A lot of you seem to be just ditching forwards altogether and playing the minimum you can, and I'm not against that. I think Arnautovic is probably worth having. Aguero is probably worth having. One of the Arsenal men, maybe Aubameyang, worth having. Other than that, Mitrovic maybe, and then the cheap ones. Ings is now Ings isn't worth it. Yeah, I'm really not sold by any of the strikers. To be honest, I don't know what you think. Who are your strikers, guys? Let me know. Who are your strikers, and who do you want? Who do you think are the best? Who do you think are the best three strikers if you had any budget to have that you'd want? Not necessarily if you had any budget, but that you'd consider having in your team. Three strikers you would consider having in your team. Who are you likely to get rid of on my wildcards? If I wildcarded right now, I'd get rid of Patricio, I'd get rid of Stecklenburg, and I'd get rid of Kamara for sure. I'd probably end up getting rid of maybe Maddison, or I'd keep him because he's got 4 or 5 good games, and then when his fixtures turn, Maddison will be out of here, I think. Fraser I want to keep. Fraser is if we're keeping Richarlison, I still think he's worth keeping for a little bit. But it was about this time last year where he started then and then didn't return again for the rest of the season. So I am wary of that, and it was about this time. And Watford took a turn and they sacked the manager, and Richarlison was not an option anymore about this time. So I am watching out for that. But Brighton at home, I think I've still got to keep him. So out options: Patricio, Stecklenburg, Kamara, Tar, and maybe Maddison. That's it for me at the moment, which is why I'm not nowhere near activating it. Nowhere near. Aguero, Arnie, and Wilson / 4.5. It's definitely Arnautovic. Richarlison, a few good fixtures. It's one on, one off, one on, one off, and things like that. But he's returned on the hard fixture, so I think you can't really complain about that. I'm kind of expecting him to return 1 in 2 games, so I'll be a bit annoyed if he doesn't return against Brighton. But then I got a return last week that I wasn't really expecting from him. So now there was something I posted very early on in the season. I don't know if any of you remember Ibrahimovic for sure. Who's Tar? Trent Alexander-Arnold. Sorry. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Do you still plan on playing 2 strikers after the wildcard? I do, yes, and I plan on having success to bring me some success off the bench instead of Kamara. I do plan on playing 2 strikers. Something I posted very early on. Should I change Mendy to Mustafi? I think you guys are trying to troll me now. Mendy is no way is he going to Mustafi, I don't think. Mustafi is a good goal threat, but there's no chance. Is predictive points. Now, there were a couple of ways of working out. One was more mathematical than the other one. The first one was basically they need to score, I think it was 60% or 70%. They need to score no lower than 50% of their value, and if they score 75% of their value, then that's been like a really good week. So Salah needs to be scoring 6.5 points minimum each week, on average, and 10 from a 10 would be a good week. And so someone like Madison, 7, they only need to return 3.5 a week. They need to be returning about 4 a week for it to be a consistent. I'd happy to keep him in my team, and that's how I work it out. If they can all return 50%, you'd return about 45 points, 45 points, maybe 50. So only literally that would be fine. So if you aim for them all to return half their value each on average, then someone will return more, and your captain might do well. Then that's fine. 50%. You don't need Madison doesn't need to be scoring 7, 8 points each week. He's not that expensive. He's not there to do that. Likewise with Fraser. Fraser's 6 million. He's just returning 3 or 4 points. That's an assist every 3 games. Is all Fraser needs. You need to think about it actually for their price. What are you paying for? Then someone like Aguero, someone like Hazard needs to be returning 6 points each week, and then you do expect your Frasers, Richarlisons, Madisons to score more, so that your Hazards and Agueros don't need to do that each week. They need to do it every so often, so you can caption them and get a big points haul. But they don't need to be returning loads of points every single week, especially if they're cheap. Yeah, I was joking. Mustafi's a donkey, absolutely. Good goal threat. I told someone to bring him in halfway through last season. He came in and scored 2 in 3 games or something like that. But no chance I'm going near the Arsenal defence at the moment. You never realise how much better Holding is in Chambers. I haven't really watched much of them, to be honest. No, not yet. Is the Man City game? It's about to kick off, I think. So we will just get final questions in, and then we can all go and watch that. I've got some work to do for tomorrow. Unfortunately, I've left a bit last minute. But you think Hazard will go back to Larks? He's so inconsistent. Yeah, I think it might happen as well. But we will see. He's got Crystal Palace. They've got great fixtures. On the FPL, the show, they were saying that Hazard to Barkley was one of the most done transfers this week. Yeah, so I don't see why you're doing that. I'd keep him for a little bit more, to be honest. Will I post on Twitter if I make any transfers before deadline? Yes. If you drop me a message right now on Twitter, any of you, with your questions and Ryan, message me now saying, are you going to bring in Fabianski? And I'll remember to tell you if I am or not. But if any questions, message me. I'm happy to answer them. Which 2 premium defenders would you have? This is what I was saying. I would have Mendy for sure, and then one of Alonso or Robertson. I'd probably go Robertson, and then I'd have David Luiz. The reason Mendy is so sure in my team is you don't save any money downgrading him to or changing him to other defenders. Alonso to Luiz saves you 1.5 mil. Robertson to Gomez saves you 1.3 million. Mendy to them saves you 0.4 or something, 0.5. So Mendy is definitely in. Mendy, Robertson, Luiz is the best spend of your money. To have 2 of the premium ones and then a mid-price one is what I'd do. 2 premium and a mid, and then a cheaper one from one of the top teams. So either Mendy, Alonso, Gomez, or Mendy, Robertson, Luiz is what I'd be looking at. Mane and Salah. Let's not. I've had Salah and I've wanted him. He's done a little bit better, but I'd still stick with Salah. They seem to be playing a 4-2-3-1 at the moment, which puts Salah up front, which makes him a really, really tasty option. So I'd be going with Salah at the moment, but that 3 million could go a long way, a long, long way. Probably that 3 million probably isn't worth it, to be honest, but I'm sticking with Salah. Delafeu or Barkley? That's a tough one. Probably Barkley. Delafeu. Short term, I'd get Delafeu for now, and I just wait a couple of weeks on the Barkley move. I just wait even one more week. Even if he returns 7 or something this week, I'd wait one more week to see what we get out of Barkley. I just wait. I think he's going to start this weekend, so I don't think it's a bad time to do it. But I just want to make sure that he can consistently return. Yeah. Welcome, FPL Ant. Sorry, I don't think I've seen you in the chat, but welcome. Thank you everyone for coming. Please like the video and subscribe. It really helped me out. Thank you all. I would be more tempted to get Barkley if I didn't own Hazard. This is the thing, yeah. Don't want 2 Chelsea mids in a 4-man mid. Probably not. I can see Success playing with Deeney is back 2 up top. I think Success looks pretty good. I don't think you can drop someone who's held the team when they had no strikers they wanted to play, so they played him, and he's held the team together and he's changed their form around. I think Success could be starting long term. I really do. But anyway, thank you all very much for coming along. I think we'll end the stream here unless anyone's got any last questions. Please hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe and tell your friends. And tell people on Twitter. I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers. I don't think we'll get there this video, but I think after the next one we could. Thank you all. Any tips or anything you have for my stream, please please go and send them to me on Twitter. But thank you all very much for coming. It means a lot. I'm enjoying these streams a lot. So I look forward to seeing you next week. It'll be earlier on next week, a Monday or Tuesday, I imagine. Back to normal, I think. So thank you all, and I will see you on Twitter. Bye.